What up, though? It's your boy Ben, and I'm back with another video. And yo. So, man, this one kind of hit close to home for me, just for the simple fact that almost upwards to 22 years ago, I went to this very same center, the Detroit Job Corps, and I gotta tell you, like, it definitely kind of shaped my career, just for the simple fact that when I went here for something like that was literally, like, at the time, which was almost about, at least, I would definitely say at least about upwards to like about $8,000 or more, I literally got it for free here going to the Detroit Job Corps. And to kind of put it in perspective, when I graduated from this facility, man, it took me almost upwards to like a year to get me an actual job in my trade. Now, I went on to pretty much work for like $1 billion company. Now, keep in mind, I don't got $1 billion money, but you know, it actually kind of set the pace for like my career. And I'm here to tell you that, you know, even though I legitimately did graduated from high school, but when I left high school, I didn't really have like no sense of guidance, and I did have a career in mind, but I wanted to do something in the way of computers. I actually went to another like entry level, like it was like kind of like a NIT like college, it's like kind of like Ross. And essentially, you know, I left from there and I took a little bit of a break from like doing anything in the way of like school work and what have you. And then my wife at the time, she actually went to Job Corps, and then I kind of looked into it, and then I saw that they was offering computer repair for free, and on top of that, you can get like certified, which was something called the A+ certification, and that, and even still today, is the standard for working on people's computers or working at a shop. And like, surprisingly enough, you know, it took a little bit of time, and I passed. And me and my homeboy, his name was Conrad, we actually, like, we was like maybe two of like maybe like, man, of a handful of students that actually passed the actual certification to work on computers. And you know, and that pretty much kind of shaped what I was doing for like the last 20 years, and just working with tech and being familiar with tech, and you know, and just gave me my start in my career. And like, it's kind of a shame, because I'm looking back on things, and I'm looking back like on like things that's going on in this world right now. They just taking things from like the inner city, and you know, these kids down here, they pretty much displaced. They don't got, you know, they my situation wasn't as bad, but I imagine like some of the students that actually came here, you know, I knew even when I was going here, there was people that didn't have a place to go, people that literally, this is like they shelter. You know, what situation they probably came from, you know, is beyond me. But I could tell you one thing though, just getting a trade, it kind of set the pace for me for the next 20 years. And I actually, you know, I pretty much thrive in computer repair. I help my community. You know, I fix like tons of people's computers for little or nothing, like when I was coming along. Now, I didn't necessarily get like pretty much like I knew how to build a computer going in, but it was troubleshooting. So this kind of laid the groundwork for me learning how to troubleshoot computers and pretty much, do anything in the way of like I knew a little bit of networking. And the crazy thing about it, when we were here, we were pretty much in charge of. We was pretty much like almost like the tech authority. We pretty much like set up all of the actual, some of the teachers' computers. We actually set up a lot of stuff on the campus, and we pretty much was like the tech authority. This is actually where I've actually got introduced to gaming, gaming computers, even though it was something that our teacher was strongly against. But we was on this bad boy playing like Counter-Strike, and if y'all don't know what Counter-Strike is, look it up. If y'all following what I'm saying, though, we actually was playing Counter-Strike, and it was to the point where fights broke out. But you had to be in computer repair. But it definitely gave me my start in the field of IT, and it was free. And for the simple fact that that things like this are being taken away from like people from all walks of life. We had white, black, we had people from Kalamazoo, we had people that's from like neighboring cities in Michigan, Flint, you name it, they was here. We even had people that was from like Chicago. We had people that was from like Ohio. We had a whole bunch of people that was from surrounding areas. And just to kind of say, to show you that I'm not capping, like this is me right here. I actually went to Detroit Job Corps Center, back in 03, and man, I thank God for real. It kind of put me in the right direction. I was able to like provide for my family later on in life, and it's a skill set that kind of remained with me, for pretty much on up until I'm 44 now. But it actually definitely, it was a skill set that nobody could really take from me. And and you just getting a start, you can kind of pretty much build up off of that. And and the possibilities endless. Like I always say, the possibilities are endless, and it's just pretty much all on you. And true enough, you had some knuckleheads in here. You had some people that came in, not doing what they're supposed to do. They probably got kicked out for fighting or just, various different things. But, you just had to like pretty much just take care of business, man. And, come in and do what you had to do and get on out, But before I pulled up, I talked to one of the guys in the tower, and he's pretty much saying that like as much as like everybody was saying on the news, they was kind of unsure on what's been going on, like far as like the funding. They pretty much said it was pretty much like a pause. But you gotta think about that. But that somebody's like pretty much in like dire need and really was on the path to really getting their life straight. Just think about that. I was unfortunate, saying that, that this place had to shut down, and you had a lot of displaced like black youth and probably a whole bunch of people from all walks of life, due to the fact that like government or Doge or this administration is cutting all these various different resources from our community, and it's sad, and it's really sad, and I really hope that these people like really figure it out, man, because to look at the big picture, man, you may think that people may not be utilizing the resources correctly, but if you can have a handful of people that's doing the right things and actually, creating a difference in the community, and they got their start from a place like this, man, that just speaks volumes in itself. And like I said, I came in here, I was actually 20, I was 21, and This is where I got my start with technology, man. I learned how to troubleshoot computers. I learned how to install Windows. You know, I got my first little bit of software from here. I met a few solid teachers, man. I was introduced to an operating system called Linux. You know, this is where I pretty much got my start, and I hope that the government kind of figured things out, and I hope that, you know, these resources like this don't go to waste. And I hope once the people and the students and everybody come back and realize that resources like this could be taken in a blink of an eye, you know, utilize them to the best of their ability and realize that, hey, you know, it's no time for play. It's time to take care of business. All right, y'all, I appreciate y'all hearing what I got to say, man. I hope this kind of resonated with anybody. Leave some comments below, man. Have y'all ever been in a trade school? Have y'all ever been to like Job Corps? And you know, what was your experience, man? Did anything that you learned from this actually set the pace for you in your life today? All right, I appreciate y'all hearing me out, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.